United States has already had a busy day attacking.
And it was shocking and it was awesome. And
Morning on a scale that will shock and awe.
Shock and awe.
Shock and awe.
If you have to ask, is this shock and awe? You're not seeing it.
we refuse to carry on business as usual while American soldiers and Iraqi civilians die under the machinery of war.
Pentagon briefing is now underway. Here's the Defense Secretary, Donald Rumsfeld.
The Pentagon's functioning. It'll be in business tomorrow.
You can turn around.
Starfield, Stenfield, Missouri here.
Okay, what do you do about those?
Well, you probably would want to occupy them.
Boom! Nice one.
It is natural to wonder if America's future is one of fear.
Beginning to drop bombs on Iraq, as George W. Bush has done, is an escalation in unilateralism and disturbance to global peace. Just as that is an escalation, this is an escalation.
Oh my God!
What is it that the American public should be prepared for? I heard someone say yesterday, a 10-year war.
The war on terrorism is very convenient for making the rest of the world secure for capitalism.
It's a joke. There's a war on terrorism. They go to Henry Kissinger's hotel right now and place him under arrest.
I think the war on terrorism is an official paranoid push against local economies, local democracies, and I think the transnational corporate people like it.
Are we winning? Does it matter? I don't believe so. Business is good. And I thank you for your time.
American freedom free.
Free.
American freedom free.
Free.
American freedom
Free.
free. Freedom. Freedom.
Free.
Free. Free. Free.
Free.
Free.
Free.
Free.
God bless America.
Tighten up.
National pride.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We say no to Bush war.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We say no to Bush war.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We say no to Bush war.
Find out why we're protesting. I know. I've never been so leaflet rejected before.
Betrayed America.
Nobody's getting any sense of the casualties or the devastation from the media. I mean, look at how small this rally is today. Find out why we're protesting. Find out why we're protesting. Find out why we're protesting.
Spit on you! You ought to be ashamed of yourself! 3,000 people died! 3,000!
Keep walking. Keep walking.
I don't want future generations to say, why didn't you try to stop this? Where were you? Why didn't you speak up? Why didn't you do something? And so we wore white Tyvek suits that had disarmament specialists on the front. and in big letters, CWIT on the back, Citizen Weapons Inspection Teams. And we clipped a link in the fence, opened that up and put our banner, Sacred Earth and Space Plowshares, on it, and then proceeded in. All the while, silently, we were saying our mantra, "Oh God, teach us how to be peacemakers in a hostile world." We just kept repeating that. And the first thing, in a plowshares action, we drew on the prophets of Micah and Isaiah of hammering swords into plowshares. And so we have two symbols, which is our blood and simple household hammers. And we had doctors take our blood ahead of time. We had them in baby bottles. And we began by pouring our blood on this concrete silo lid cover, poured our cross, our blood on there in the shape of a cross, using blood because it's what gives us life and goes through our veins. It represents Eucharist for us, pouring out our blood, and also it shows the messiness of war, since war is so antiseptic today.
Stop the murder for profit, the war crime. Why are we here? Stop the war. Why are we here? Stop the war. Why are we here? Stop the war.
We're here to show what war looks like. We are here to symbolize the victims of war, those who are about to die in this war. We are here to show our grief by building a memorial to the soon-to-be victims of this war. Please forgive us.
Damage to the surrounding neighborhoods and areas.
For the most part, they're very well. They're extremely accurate weapon system. Extremely accurate weapon system.
Best week in more than 20 years. American planes launched the shock and awe bombing campaign against Baghdad. Investors were buying stock. The pictures were impressive, spectacular. There were a number of words used today that we saw today, Rick.
Yeah, the hits in Baghdad were almost exclusively cruise missiles, and it carries a 2,000-pound warhead. Is guided to its target by GPS. It's an excellent weapon. It's an excellent weapon. Excellent weapon. Excellent weapon. Oil fields. Very strong market gains. Very strong market gains. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. Large shipments of OPEC oil arrive in Western Europe and North America.
Come on over, everybody. Grab the tombstones and the pictures.
The legislative process is not working for us. We cannot even get a permit to protest in this Lafayette Square. This square is supposed to be the people's square, and we're not allowed to be here.
The Bush administration is a gangster administration. We are not going to pretend that this is not about oil. We are not going to pretend that this was an intelligence failure. We are not going to pretend that this is something we can change by being civil or by being obedient. We will not be civil with gangsters.
I'm reading this on behalf of my nephew, Staff Sergeant Mejia, who has been restricted to his base. Camilo has been to war as a soldier. While he was in Iraq, he saw no weapons of mass destruction. He saw no chemical weapons. He saw no reconstruction. What he saw was innocent people being killed, destruction, and a nation being humiliated.
Some say that Sergeant Mejia broke his oath as a soldier, and we say otherwise. All of our men and women in uniform agreed to put their lives on the line to protect country and Constitution. They signed an oath, a contract, but contracts have two sides. The government's implied vow is that it will not send our troops into reckless military misadventures, into wars for oil markets and empire building for companies like Halliburton and Bechtel. And that's the part of the contract that was broken.
Here that build the big guns.
We were here, the M27 Coalition, protesting the Carlyle Group, which is a global investment fund that stands to profit mightily from the war and from the reconstruction of Iraq. George Bush Sr. is on their board of advisors, as is James Baker and Frank Carlucci. They're very tied in with the government.
Today is a national day of action against the war on Iraq. And we are saying, as long as they're making money from genocide, no more business as usual. Thank you very much. I got to go to jail now.
Take a picture of this guy in the hat.
Ow! I cannot feel my hand.
Profits today.
What's your name?
What's your name? How many died for your profits? Katerina what? How many died for your profits today?
What's your name, ma'am?
What do you say? How many died for your profits today?
Across the street there was a legal protest, people standing holding signs, chanting, that was created as a safe space for them across the street. The cops moved in, encircled them, refused to let them leave, and arrested all of them. About 40 or 50 people who were doing nothing illegal other than holding a sign against the war.
I've done nothing illegal. I've stood on the sidewalk holding a sign, speaking that I'm against this war, I'm against volunteering. I want money from Medicare.
I have done nothing illegal. I want planning over my crazy car yourself. I have done nothing illegal today. I was not blocking the traffic. I was not blocking the sidewalk. The police arrested me because I am against the war.
So now it's official. We are living in a police state. You are not allowed to be on the street carrying a sign saying, "I am against the war." You will be arrested. It's really shocking that free speech and civil liberties are gone in America. You cannot voice your protest at all. You'll end up in jail if you do. We're not going to sit here and let our civil rights be destroyed because of some immoral war that's being done for one reason only, to make money. This war has nothing to do with Saddam Hussein or 9/11 or weapons of mass destruction. It has everything to do with corporate profits, and that's evident right here. You protest the Carlyle Group, you end up in jail.
He fastened all the triggers for the others to fire. And then you sat back and watch.
What's going on here? Here we go!
I got an idea. Let's make this war bigger. Let's see if we can make more money. Let's see if we can secure more markets, more contracts, and more money for all of us.
One resource is oil. One motivation is empire. The other resource is water.
Hey, come join me. Corporate America. Come on, it's all good. It's all good. We're here to make money, damn it.
I think this depiction of the pigs at the public trough exemplifies the outrageous corporate greed that has run amok in the United States.
Stephen Pelletier, who is a former CIA senior political analyst on Iraq. He wrote, "America could alter the destiny of the Middle East in a way that probably could not be challenged for decades, not solely by controlling Iraq's oil, but by controlling its water. Even if America didn't occupy the country, once Mr. Hussein's Ba'ath Party is driven from power, many lucrative opportunities would open up for American companies."
Bechtel is the world's largest privatizer of water around the world, and so of course they are the obvious candidate to control Iraq's water supply. And of course if you control people's water supply, you control their lifeline and their very lives.
Today, the United States is a grave and gathering danger.
FBI agents have new authority today to investigate suspected terrorists. New guidelines announced yesterday by the Attorney General, John Ashcroft, allow the FBI to monitor religious services and other public places, including the internet. And that brings us to our question of the day. Are the FBI's new powers intrusive or necessary?
It causes everybody to notice all day long that they're now in a state of higher levels of surveillance and control, which makes you uncomfortable. One way or another, it makks you uncomfortable. You know, it doesn't. I don't know anybody that feels more secure when they're under more control and more surveillance.
This so-called war is not a war on terrorism. It's a war on people of color. It's a war on people who are oppressed. And it's a war against people who oppose this war.
Set them free! Set them free!
My name is Monami Malik, and I'm a community organizer with a group called DRUM, Deshi's Rising Up and Moving, and we're out here today protesting in front of the Metropolitan Detention Center.
I'm Amira Habibi Brown. I'm the founder and executive director of the Arab American Family Support Center.
Since September, we believe that at least 2,000 people just in the New York and New Jersey area alone have been picked up in the middle of the night, often by the FBI, INS, NYPD, and locked up in detention centers.
It would be one thing if everybody that had overstayed their visa was being detained or deported or questioned, but it seemed to us that this was really focused on the Arab community and the Muslim community.
Weekly protests at Metropolitan Detention Center right here every Saturday have been going on for the past 21 weeks. There's still at least 50 to 100, we don't know the numbers, of detainees in there.
We're a well-established community. We're not just a bunch of newcomers that have come here to destroy this country.
Something that affects all of America, even middle America, because we're talking about human rights for everybody. We're talking about justice. We're talking about the same things Martin Luther King talked about years and years ago.
All right, so I work at this bank. I'm not going to tell you the name of the bank because I could probably be, I would be fired if they found out that I was talking about this. So anyways, I work in fraud, and on September 16th, 2002, I got this request that was startling because it, first of all, was from the FBI, and it was actually they were asking for bank statements from the one of the Al Qaeda members who, well, the alleged Al Qaeda members who were in Lackawanna. So I printed up these statements and sent them off, and I didn't think too much about it. But the next day, another 150 requests came in from the FBI. That weren't for these guys. These were for different people. So we had this big meeting because we had to get all these requests out in 72 hours because of this thing called the Patriot Bill or Patriot Act. I'm not sure which it is, but and you know, the day after that we got another 150 more. Every day we've gotten more and more from the FBI of these people that they're looking at who are like friends of friends of friends of these Lackawanna cell guys, you know. And I'm really scared. I'm scared for two reasons. The first is that I'm just afraid of the FBI looking at me because I'm not the most upstanding of citizens. I'm not patriotic. I don't have a flag in my window. I don't agree with anything that's going on in the government right now. In fact, I'm really fucking scared. The other reason it scares me is because I'm doing it. Every day I'm going in for $9 an hour and printing up these documents that the FBI is demanding and that the government demands that I do. And I'm not... I'm not quitting. And just think about these people in Germany who got jobs. And I know this is a really like strong comparison, you know. I mean, I guess it, you know, what I'm doing isn't quite as bad, you know. I mean, I'm not really killing anybody or anything, but I mean, who's to say what's going to draw the line for me? I mean, you know, for $15 an hour, would I turn the gas on?
This little story that I wrote for Art Voice, you know, which went to the Humanists, which went out to the country, turns out to be a Project Censored Award winner #3, not because I did any great investigative reporting, because my reporting basically was done in my little office. The only reason why this is, you know, censored story #3 is because nobody in this country is practicing journalism anymore. I wrote my piece about the 8,000 missing pages, about how the Iraqi weapons declaration to the UN was doctored by the U.S. before it was released to the UN. And, you know, basically it was an important component in beating the Germans to war. And this information's been all over the European press. You know, hence, the European public opinion was overwhelmingly against the war. American public opinion was just like duh.
Orwell said it all much better than I could say it in this interview. War is peace and freedom is slavery. And now we're in that world. A permanent war. The enemy is East Asia. And Emmanuel Goldstein is on TV every night under the name of Bin Laden.
New organization, U.S. Labor Against the War, began in Chicago on January 11th, hosted at the second largest Teamster local in the United States, Local 705 in Chicago, which is a local of truck drivers and UPS workers that had itself adopted an anti-war resolution just before U.S. law was founded that had been supported virtually unanimously by the members at the meeting where it was passed. The event on Saturday as a whole has been endorsed by about 25 labor bodies in New York City alone, representing probably around 500,000 members.
One of the problems that the labor movement has had is that the arms industry has been a big business and has employed a lot of workers and a lot of unionized workers. American labor needs to make the transition and say we need to move toward peaceful industries, peaceful energy production, safe energy production, and away from the development and manufacture of arms.
Center for prostitutes for 6 years, and I spent like 3 years doing HIV/AIDS education out of prison, and now I'm teaching women prisoners how to read and write. So this is my poem. I represent all the social workers and the teachers. Social service blues. Bullshit, bullshit, and more bullshit. This is my busting my ass 40 hours a week plus so I can take home less than $800 every other week poem. Getting my car stolen in front of a crack house poem. Wondering why our troops are still in Iraq when people are homeless and dying every day of the week in America poem. It's all about the oil. This is mine. Don't tell me it's my duty to give back when I give back every day I go to work poem. Have you ever told someone 19 years old they were HIV positive poem and your daddy is not coming home because he was killed by a stray bullet on his way to work poem? This is my I'm sorry I can't help you because our funds have been cut. There's no food in the food pantry to give you and this office will be closing because the grant didn't get refunded poem. This is mine, standing on street corners with prostitutes at 2 a.m. Telling them they can find salvation and direction without getting on their knees and going back to work at 8 a.m. poem. This is my explain to inmates about to come home who's been gone so long, the bus takes dollar bills now. And you have to dial the area code, followed by the number to dial home now. This is my tired of doing the state report, the monthly report, the Ryan White report, and the weekly report, and having my supervisor take all the credit poem. This is my I had it up to here, and I'm not even that tall poem. This is my why is it teachers make less than professional athletes, and instead of building more prisons, let's build more schools and start after school programs, and maybe our youth won't find a need to be blood, Crips, and Latin kings that will know how to read poem. This is my get off of Mars and start concentrating on Earth poem. Vote so Bush doesn't get reelected poem. A 6th grade girl told me she gives good head poem. This is my I'm the only female in a room full of prisoners with a dildo in my left hand and a condom in my right hand. Explaining to grown men why they can't use motor oil, Vaseline, Crisco, Jerry curl activator, lotion, bubble bath, and hair oil to lubricate a condom. This is my vaginal secretions is the proper terminology, but I have to say pussy juices because none of them got past the 3rd grade poem. This is my, I got a lot on my fucking mind, and tomorrow I'm turning in my resignation, but chances are I won't because somebody has to do this job poem.
We are watching hundreds of thousands of people make history, not only in this city, but millions around the world in more than 600 cities. It's become the most massive, diverse global peace movement in history.
And let's say once more so that they can hear in the Pentagon, what do we say to war? What do we say to peace?
War should be a last recourse of self-defense, and virtually the entire world is against it.